You are 16. The air smells of diesel and rotting fruit. The Plaza boss hands you a .38 revolver. It is heavier than you expected. He points at a man kneeling in the drainage ditch. The man is your cousin. He stole 3 kilos. You do not ask if the accusation is true. You do not ask anything. The revolver clicks on the first trigger pull. You forgot to disengage the safety. The man laughs. Then the second pull works. The sound is louder than any firecracker. Your ears ring. The back of his head changes shape. The boss nods. A man hands you a rag. You wipe the grip. You keep the revolver. That night you sleep in a storage room behind a tire shop. The hum of a flickering fluorescent tube is your lullaby. You learn the first unspoken rule. The bottom does not ask why. The bottom does only what is necessary to see the next sunrise. At 18, you are a halcon, a lookout on a rooftop. 12 hours staring at a cross street. You learn the license plates of every police unit in the sector. You learn the difference between a sedan slowing down and one that is just turning. Your fingers memorize the shape of a push-to-talk button. At 20, you are a collector. You carry a ledger and a knife. The ledger tracks payments from 10 local vendors. The knife is for vendors who forget. You never use the knife on the first visit. The second visit, you break a finger. The third visit, you choose a different finger. By the fourth, they remember. At 22, the old Plaza boss is found in the trunk of his own car. You are promoted. You now control the Eastern Corridor. 14 block captains report to you. Your annual take is $340,000. You spend $90,000 on bribes. You spend $50,000 on weapons. The rest disappears into a mattress in an apartment you never sleep in. At 26, you order your first unsanctioned hit. A lieutenant is skimming. You do not confront him. You invite him to dinner. He eats a steak. He thanks you for the wine. He never finishes his coffee. 3 men handle the disposal. You sign a new ledger entry. Operational expense, $7,500. At 30, you cannot sleep without a guard outside your bedroom door. You have a daughter. You see her 4 times a year. She calls you uncle in public. You do not correct her. The Plaza operates on a rigid bureaucracy. Every shipment of cocaine or meth is logged, not on paper, but in a coded notebook kept in a safe inside a false wall. The log tracks weight, origin, destination, and the 5% that goes to the Federals. You audit this log every Tuesday at 4 a.m. You do this alone. The rules are never written. You learn them through observation and consequence. Rule 1. Never trust a man who smiles too easily. Rule 2. A favor is a debt, and a debt is a leash. Rule 3. When you promote someone, you also promote someone to watch them. Every month, you settle disputes between lieutenants. The disputes are always about territory or women. You listen to both sides. You ignore the facts. You look for who is more afraid. The more afraid one loses. He loses a finger, a percentage, or a life. You decide based on the current operational needs. The temperature of the Plaza is constant. The safe house stays at 18 degrees Celsius. The concrete floors are cold through your boots. The interrogation room has no windows and a single drain in the center. The water from the hose is 12 degrees. You know this because you have knelt in it twice. Once as a youth, once as a test of your own nerve. You learn creative compliance. When a federal commander demands $50,000, you pay $40,000 in cash and deliver $10,000 in jewelry to his mistress. He cannot report the jewelry. He accepts the lower amount. When a rival Plaza sends a threat, you do not respond. You wait 3 months. Then you send a photograph of his mother's house. You do not include a note. Your hands no longer tremble. This is not strength. This is nerve damage from the recoil of a pistol fired too many times without a proper grip. Your left ring finger does not bend fully. A knife slipped during a collection when you were 23. You never let a doctor see it. You splintered it with a popsicle stick and electrical tape. Your relationships strain quietly. Your wife, the mother of your daughter, left 3 years ago. She did not argue. She did not threaten to inform. She simply packed a single bag and walked to the bus station. You received a text message. "I am moving to Michoacan. Do not look for me." You did not look. 3 months later, you sent $20,000 to a bank account you do not have access to. The account closed after 6 months. Your daughter is now 8. She draws pictures of houses with green doors. Your safe house has a steel door painted black. You keep one of her drawings folded in your wallet, behind a photograph of a lawyer you use as a false ID. You have not looked at the drawing in 2 years. You know exactly where it is. Isolation becomes your only constant. You have no friends. You have lieutenants who laugh at your jokes, a driver who opens your door, a chef who prepares your meals without being asked. You do not know the chef's last name. You do not know if he has children. You do not ask. Asking creates an attachment. Attachments are vulnerabilities. You dream in ledgers. Numbers bleed into faces. The faces dissolve into the numbers. You wake at 3 a.m. most nights. You check your phone. No messages is good news. No messages means you are still alive for another day. It happens on a Tuesday. Your security chief does not meet you at the car. A new driver opens your door. You do not recognize his face. He is young, maybe 22. He wears a clean white shirt. He smiles. You have seen that smile before. You wore it yourself when you were 22 and driving the old Plaza boss to his death. You get into the car anyway. The door locks automatically. You keep your hand near the seat edge. There is a pistol under the seat. A Beretta 92 FS, 15 rounds, 1 in the chamber. You check by feel. The safety is off. The driver takes a route you do not recognize. You say nothing. 2 SUVs block the intersection ahead. Blacked out windows, no plates. The driver slows. You reach under the seat. Your fingers find the grip. The driver looks in the rearview mirror. "Boss," he says. His voice is calm. "They just want to talk?" You have a choice. Shoot the driver and take the wheel. He is 22. He is someone's son. The SUVs have automatic weapons. You will get 3 shots before the windows turn to confetti. You will die in the driver's seat with your blood on the upholstery. Or you let him take you to the meeting. You walk into a building you do not know. You sit across from men you promoted. They will make an offer. The offer will be exile or a grave. You negotiate. You offer your daughter's location as a guarantee. You hate yourself before the words even form. You do not shoot the driver. You remove your hand from the pistol. You place both hands on your knees. Palms up, the universal sign of empty hands. The meeting lasts 40 minutes. You are offered a flight to a country without extradition. You accept. You are driven to a private airstrip. The tarmac is cold. The plane is a Cessna with a single prop. The pilot does not speak to you. You leave behind the ledger, the safe house, the photograph of your daughter, the Beretta under the seat. You leave behind 3 lieutenants who will now fight over your territory. One will win. He will be 28 years old. He will have cold eyes and a nervous twitch in his left thumb. He will learn the same unspoken rules. He will audit ledgers at 4 a.m. He will lose his wife. He will eventually sit in a car with a driver he does not recognize. The plane lifts off. You look down at the city. The lights blur into a smear of yellow and white. You do not feel relief. You do not feel regret. You feel the cold metal of the seatbelt against your chest. That is all. 6 months later, you're in a studio apartment outside Madrid. You have $140,000 in a suitcase. You watch the news on a small television. The new Plaza boss is arrested during a traffic stop. He had a gold-plated pistol and a bag of fentanyl in the passenger seat. The news shows his mugshot. He cannot be older than 25. He has your old eyes. You turn off the television. The hum of the refrigerator is the only sound. It sounds like the fluorescent tube in the tire shop 20 years ago. The cycle does not end. The cycle only changes seats. You are no longer in the car, but the car is still moving. And somewhere, a 16-year-old is holding a revolver for the first time, forgetting to disengage the safety. You wonder if anyone will hand him a rag. The clock on the wall ticks. You do not look at it. You open the suitcase. You count the money. You count it again. The numbers do not change. They never do.